Alright, we're back. Awesome, guys. So now YouTube can see us finally too. We are back to Yepeshin Timman. So yeah, Queen d6 loses, as the chat indicated, to this beautiful tactic of knight f7. And no matter how black takes back, we can take on e6, and then we can take this bad boy with a check. Whereas if queen takes on e6, we can pick off b7. There's just no good way to go about business here with black. So, yeah, that is the reason why queen d6 didn't get played. And so, we're back in the game where Timman instead played b4, which was also bad. What do we do? What do we do? Move recommendations, please. Don't be shy. Knight d7? Is knight d7 your final call? And what if I go here? Or here? Oh, San back! San coming at us. Strong. After queen b5. We have got some lifting to do here, boys.
You bald-headed legend.
Oh, I love you too, buddy. I love you too. 2 years in the biz with San. Thank you so much, bruv. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, now we have got a fair few stuff hanging. According to the engine, we have an absolutely spectacular win here, but this is so difficult, man, to see. It is not an easy piece by any means. Not an easy piece. Let me show you. Rook d3, queen d7, de6. Once again, the same motif. 5,000 things hanging at the same time. Actually, I'm a bit reluctant to show you every single line because one will be featured in the game too. So I will show you the line with queen e7. Well, actually, that's pretty dumb because rook d7 wins a piece. So let me show you this line. That's a good one. Queen c8. Trying to defend the bishop. e7. Rook e8, rook d8. And there is just too much hanging. What do we say? What do we say? Is it cool or is it cool? Type me your answer. Yeah, so that was actually a possibility. But the game saw a different way. So after b4, Yepeshin went rook d3, which is still quite powerful. Opponent played rook f8. No, they didn't. Wait. b4, rook d3. Oh boy, wait a second. I'm making an absolute botch fiesta. Oh no, they did do this. I'm an idiot. Sorry, my bad. So after all, I do get to show you how the queen b5 business is going to look like. So it was a move order issue. They played rook d3 first, then rook f8. So essentially, we just swapped the move order around these two moves. No problemo. And now comes the genius move for white. No, I'm lying. They just took on e6 and that's completely winning. Rook takes. This is where the genius move comes. I don't feel like I'm building this one up too well, but we got there in the end. I got confused about in the jungle of sidelines. So now we need a very, very cool move. And man who has the head of a dog is definitely all over it. A4 it is. How did you know it, guys? Why are you so smart? Why are you all so smart? Was it too easy or was it too easy? It threatens pawn takes queen. That is a very astute observation, by the way. I'm very impressed. Alright. Let's have some silly fun with the next game, but before that I'll show you how BA works. A4 rather. So the queen is glued to the bishop. The only move to deal with this is to take the pawn, which opens up the b file for the rook b3. And after knight b4 comes, I guess, the very cruel take followed by knight c5. I mean, everything wins. Maybe pawn takes pawn is a win. I guess this should be a win. Pretty much everything is a win. What black wine are you talking about? And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. That is that. Okay, next game. Next game is going to be another high-profile encounter between Ivan Sokolov and Lambit All. So the rating average is about 2650 here. And it's gonna be a very interesting opening that I definitely disapprove of, but we are here to have fun, not to critique a move like bishop g5. c5. Who knows what the most exciting move and perhaps theoretically most challenging is? Hello, my love, says Blowfax. Who knows what the most challenging move is here? One of the most challenging moves. e4, says Bruno. Bruno, so good to have you back amongst the chess players. Oh yeah, that's for black, the f6 knight h6 idea. But for white, baby, e4. Of course it gets an exclam question mark because the engine is very, very cruel. We can't see your screen. I don't think that you are correct. I'm watching the stream and I can see it. I don't know what you are watching, friend. So, back to biz. e4. The idea is that if they take e4, which happened in the game, what do we do? What do we do here? What is the point? d5, that's right. So this is a reverse of which gambit, guys? Which gambit reverse version is this with an extra bishop g5 thrown in? It is the Albin counter-gambit with an extra bishop g5 in. That is correct. Okay, let's see how the game goes. 97. What is the most natural developing move here for white? Was Albin Slovenian? That's a very good question. There was a brilliant attacking player from Yugoslavia whose name was Albin Planinc. But I don't think that the Albin counter-gambit was named after him, was it? 93. Yeah, of course. 93, knight f6. And if I played this with white, I would be very, very hard-pressed to not to play here f3. Yes, Planinc was brilliant. But then again, brilliance is relative, right? Because he played a few absolutely insanely brilliant games. It's actually quite a fun story. I had a 2-month period in my life when I was actually coached by, additionally alongside Laszlo Hazai, by Grandmaster István Chom, who was, by the way, an Olympic champion in 1978 as part of the Hungarian team. And every single year our chess team would have a training camp for about a week where we would go through, you know, lectures throughout the day, play lots of blitz. It was a really, really fun stuff to do. And his lecture was, he titled his lecture, I don't know what the best, inadequate aggression, something like that. And he exclusively modeled the entire lecture called Inadequate Aggression around his games in which he defeated Planinc about 5 times back. Like, he had an insane score against Planinc. Like, literally every time they met, you could ensure that the score was, yeah, done dusted. Yeah, it was quite wild. So, yes, genius, I don't know. When he felt it and he played well, he really did pull off some fantastic wins. But would you label him as a brilliant player? I think you need to, well, I don't know, I guess, yeah. It's a tricky biz. Let's just go with that. Because in order to be really brilliant in chess, not only do you need to have a sparkling style, but you need to be, you know, rather successful too. Which, unfortunately, in Planinc's case, is a debatable, you know, stance. So it's easy to argue. Would you prioritize getting a good chess set over some good books? Ooh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I don't know, actually. I have a very nice chess set and I've got a lot of nice books, so I feel like you need both. Queen e2 f3 was an interesting idea, but yeah, Queen e2 is definitely... Oh, you know, any of the Staunton sets are very, very nice. I don't like... What is G? Oh, Queen d2. I don't like, you know, the over fancy sets. So I like. I think that when it comes to chess sets, the beauty often lies in simplicity. You don't need to overdo it. The DGT boards that the pros play on, they appeal to me the most, more or less. I think that was a YouTube sub. Yeah. All right, let's go. I'm slowing down too much. So Queen d2, g6, castles, bishop g7. Are we going bishop h6 or not? If yes, why yes? If no, why no? No, black didn't castle. No, we need to develop. No, it's a tempo waste. You're all wrong. Of course we do go bishop h6. Because if they take, then they can't castle. If they castle, then our attack is going to be a fair bit smoother. So, no question. We definitely do go bishop h6. Takes was played, which was potentially not best according to the engine. The engine usually doesn't shy away from castling into checkmate attacks when it doesn't see the checkmate attack. Take, knight e2, knight g3, h4. It does look like a promising position for white, but no more. On the other hand, now because of the black king can't castle, I really dislike this position for black already. Bishop b5 instead of queen d2. That looks to me like a bit of an ugly. Bishop b5. I really dislike this move, man. I don't know what I would do against it, but it looks just very ugly to me. Maybe queen a5. But yeah, the idea of you having to trade this for this is very, very concerning. Yeah, I don't know, Crawler. Something, feels weird about this to me. Yeah, even a6 is playable, but I wanted to pin the knight so that after take, I don't even know which way I would take, to be honest. They can't take this. I don't think you have time for a6, b5, because take. I mean, you are right in the sense that take... Maybe gf, knight e4. I don't know, f5, yeah, and then black has the two bishops. I don't like bishop b5. Let's go. Let's go. So bishop h6 was played, take, played. a6 was played. What do we do now? f3 looks appealing. I like f3. I don't understand the h4. What's the purpose of h4, chief? Yeah, I'm not feeling h4. f3 I don't mind. I don't mind f3. The engine doesn't quite like f3 because of b5. And if fe, then b4, I suspect. But it's definitely an option. I quite like it. But we really need to, guys, at one point start developing. Oh, shit. I thought it was a friendship request that came in. And I just clicked accept. And it was apparently a blitz game, which I have no intention to play. Sorry, guys. I hate it. Like, I really, really hate it when that happens. So here is the game. How do we develop the horse? Knight g2, knight e2, knight g3 is a plan. But of course, knight h3 is much, much better. Because from g5 you are also attacking the e4 pawn, but you are also moving forward. So this is a heap better than this. Very important that we understand that difference. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Queen c2, 7 rather. Wow. I don't think I called out a coordinate correctly so far today. What do we do? Difficult move incoming. Difficult move incoming. Beauty. D6, guys. This is so nice. So the idea was, of course, to play knight g5, but we can't really do that because there will be a very pesky check on f4, and we have got some problems with the pin. So in order to circumvent that, we play d6. It also vacates a square on d5 for the horse. And all of a sudden, our pieces are flooding in on the open squares and diagonals and files, and the black king got stuck in the middle. Takes. Next. Which one would you play here? Knight g5 or bishop c4? One of them was played in the game. The inferior one. No, this one is not in the Hellstem book. There's a similar game to this, but not this one. Yeah, bishop c4 is better. Bishop c4 is better. I think he didn't do it because he didn't like knight e5 hitting with a tempo. How could we prove this? How could we prove White's play correct? After knight e5. Queen g7, rook f8, queen f6, knight c4. We need to keep going. Yeah, I think so too. So I would go queen g7. Let's say rook, I don't know, f8 takes, knight c4, knight d5, queen d8. And what's the finishing touch here, guys? Did we see a forced win? By the way, is anyone watching YouTube? Because they really don't mean to miss the chat there, and I didn't see any coming in.
The good guys do.
Oh, shut up. Oh, actually, plenty of the chat did come from YouTube. Okay, I get it now. No worries. Rook e1 and if queen here. I can only see one move here that I... Oh, actually not even one that I would particularly like. Yeah, that's what I thought, just queen g7. But then I was thinking maybe in this position we would be better off playing rook here than knight d5. Is that possible? Am I missing something? Because I don't see a forced win here. It's possible that I'm a complete potato and I'm missing something super kindergarten. But I don't see a fourth win. Queen f4 looks good, but then maybe they have f5, no? b3 was my idea to kick the knight, but I didn't see the win after knight e5. Because if they take the queen, then you have got check, king e7, knight back check, and then you win a piece, right? Yeah, I'm not so convinced, actually. Let's go back a bit. Yeah, rook e1. Rook e1 is best. That's what I said, and I'm gonna stand by it. This is it, guys. This is it. There's a particularly beautiful motive that I didn't notice at first, which is that after rook e4, bishop e6, we win the knight here. Who can see how? That's it. So we take 95 check, and that disconnects this bad boy from this bad boy. Rook takes c4, wins a piece next. GG. Alright, let's go back all the way. So bishop c4 would have been the better choice. Sokolov opted for knight g5 first. d5. Obviously, the idea behind d5 is to open this up. The question is, do we care? I don't think we need to overdo it, guys. Like 95, I would definitely take this. I wouldn't want to play bishop c4. Yeah, that doesn't add up to me. Like you can say knight b6 or knight f6 covering the knight. The question is, do we win after 95, knight d5, rook d5, queen f4, king b1? That's a position that we need to evaluate precisely. So what is our call? Yay or nay? I say yay. So let's go. Take, check here. And now black is stuffed. There's nothing they can do. But luckily they tried. And so we get to walk away with a beauty. Because black, he played knight f6. Which got a big fat question mark. But I will remove it, hoping that you didn't notice it. And now you can shine like a star. Whoa. Careful with queen g7 because I don't have to move the rook. I can just play knight d5, yeah? It's not that simple. Friends and frenemies, it's not that simple. That's it, Mongel Baum aus Deutschland tells us that it is perfectly legal to put pieces on prey when the reward is as sexy as the queen is on f4. Boomski baby. Boomski baby. Neat. Neat, friends. Very neat. I don't know who said that wasn't simple. It is simple. I did. No, I did. You're not listening, bruv. I said that Queen G7 was not that simple. What are you going on about, bro? I said this is not that simple. I mean, it is simple to find. It's just bad. Oh, ish. Takes King E7. That's what I said, that it's not that simple, as in to win. And I stand by that. Are we good? I would make a bad lawyer. I would make a lot of bad things, my friend. I'm happy enough if I'm not a bad chess coach. I would make a bad lawyer. Thank you. I don't know where that came from, by the way, but I'll mark your words on that one. I'm guessing you are an expert at profiling. All right, Ivanchuk-Beliavsky. Let's go, ladies. All right, this is gonna have a bite to it. Typical Yusupov game. Absolute, relentless, non-stop, brutal, vicious aggression. Here we go. Thank you, folks, for joining the crew, baby. Here is the game. All right. No, that's not it. That's the wrong game. Soz. Bella Italiano. Buongiorno. Oh boy. My .com is dying again. Cheers, buddy. Welcome in. How are you going, man? Yusupov looks like a lumberjack and he plays like one too. Yeah, kind of. Yes and no, I suppose. I mean, he is just a vicious aggressor. And I wouldn't call vicious aggression caveman play. E3. Man, shame on you. But it's okay. It's okay. It will get fixed. B6. Bishop D3. Yusupov used to play a fair bit of this pseudo collie, and then he would chuck C4 in when no one saw saw it coming. When I first saw Yusupov, I thought he was the guy who authored Game of Thrones. Actually, they look quite similar now, come to think of it. This is actually quite obnoxious, because now, yeah, basically the best black can do is to transpose back into exactly this, which is gonna be a not so great version of Vakaro Kampanov. Yeah, this is, man, this is really, really nasty and clever. Knight oh boy, castle is more or less forced because of bishop b5. What will you do now, folks? Let me see your IQP prowess. Yeah, I had the impression that too. That's what I think always too, that Yusupov looks like a bear. Spot on, friends. Spot on. Rook e1, then bishop c2 or a3. None of the above. Too slow. Nah. Nah. You guys are not connecting the dots here correctly, because, yeah, you don't realize here a very important difference. You do a3, bishop c2, queen d3, because that's the only way to activate the queen in a meaningful way. We totally do not need any of that right now. Yeah, exactly. You go either queen g4 or queen h5 immediately. There's absolutely no need for this very clumsy and lazy maneuver now, because we can do much better than that. And Yusupov did not hesitate for a second. He went queen g4 like the champ he is. Alright, let's go. I don't really think that there is a meaningful difference between this and this, so we'll just roll with it. Okay, where do we go now? Do we go h4 and step into the diagonal, or do we go h3 and blunder the pawn on d4? Which one is it? So where should the queen go? Or perhaps g3? What says you, folks? What says you? Bishop h6. Subtle queen sacrifice. Loving your life, buddy. Loving life. Loving life. Should I make a tweet about streaming? Nah, it's too late. Now it's become. It remains a secret. Whoa! That sounds to me like a YouTube sub, by the way. CD with 7,000 Y's in his name is coming at us with the goods. Thank you so much for joining the best educational chess channel out there. You're right, e6 does become very, very weak. Yeah. That is, generally speaking, the biggest problem. After f5, you would drop back to e2, by the way, to immediately take aim at the newfound weakness. So, after knight f6, no question, you go to h4. Absolutely no question. And the reason for that is because it's good. Now someone is telling me that queen h4 loses to knight e4. Brother, how is it losing? Are you sure? For example, if I go queen f4, how am I losing here? Or maybe I need to go to h3, but then queen d4. Actually, this is interesting though. Hello. Woo boy. This is gonna get dicey. This is gonna get very, very, very dicey. Our attack is building up here big time. Do we see a win after knight f6? Asking for a friend? Do we see a win or do we see a win? Thank you, well played for the follow, bruv. Whoa, wait, I have an idea. Oh, man. Oh, no, I don't think my idea is valid. I thought that knight g4 was very good. But I don't think it is. Because they have knight d7. Yeah, you just drop back to e2, I suppose. And now we have got some insane piece activity. With rook c1, rook c7 to come next. But it's nowhere near as impressive as I thought it would be. That's the best line though. So, yeah, it is what it is. They played knight d7. They played knight d7. What is your response? Pancakes! Howdy, brother. Bishop g6, surely. Bishop g5. Yeah. Bishop g5. Very logical move. I will give you that. Bishop g5. But what do you do after h6? Because I'm afraid that takes might not be good enough because there is some uglies here, right? Hello? This is not pretty. So Bishop g5 is definitely no go. Knight g4 now. What does that do, guys? I don't see the point of knight g4. Yeah, h6, knight d7, you are right. That could be a challenge, but I can take this. I guess you take this. But I doubt that you have got more here than a draw. I have to take, and take. I think you're lucky, actually, to get a draw, right? So you will have to now go check, or else you have got problems. Yes, rook d1. Very clever. Whoever said that. Elliptic chess. No, I don't know why you guys are so paranoid about this knight e4. That move does nothing. Like, I don't know why this causes so much anxiety. Like, now you can just pull back and laugh. I don't know what line you're talking about, Fox. Yeah, no, this 94 is not harmful at all. So rook d1, great move. Great move. They did play 94. Queen h3. Knight f6. It really feels wonky to me. Like, it really does look like an ultimate line that should be somehow losing for black. What would you play here, ladies? G4. Nice one. Yusupov came up here with an absolutely sensational idea. I absolutely love it. So good. So good. F3. Oh boy. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. F3 is an sinfully ugly move. Bruno, have you watched my latest YouTube video about ugly moves? And pretty moves? I don't think you have. Which begs the question of why am I YouTubing if you are not watching it? Of course F3 does get destroyed, you just blundered Queen D4, bruv. And Tactic Swindle X is taking all glory, by the way, here. And deservedly so, with D5 double exclam. This is just the ultimate IQP lesson, that when it looks the least possible, you still check. Dude, watching me is not about you engaging with chess content. It's doing your duty as a supporter. How beautiful is this move, man? The idea is that after ED, all of a sudden the rook on D1 becomes a pinner. And we win a piece. So that's not playable. The minors can't take on D5 for the same reason. So knight takes C3 is only. How could you say that you like my videos if you don't watch them? Like, you're going from bad to worse. Alright, BC, bishop D5, and this is where we need to now come up with the goods. How do we continue the attack, ladies? C4 is the move that I like the most, but it's not the best. And the reason why C4 is not great here is because of bishop E4, which I completely overlooked. By the way, here bishop A3 wins an exchange for white, which is quite beautiful. But it's debatable whether it's worth it. Total chaos, like everything is hanging. Typical engine chess. Sledgehammer, I think you are confused, brother. I have a YouTube channel. You know that you can watch YouTube channels anytime you like? What you're watching right now is a stream. But YouTube does not have to happen live. Today is a very rare occasion when I stream this to YouTube. So yeah, instead of c4, bishop g5 is the way to go. It connects the rocks. Not live, but right when it goes live. And yeah, now we have got some heavy threats. So h6 is forced. Now, is bishop takes h6 gonna cut it or not? Yeah, we definitely got to go. Fair enough, yeah, the chat is a bit laggy over there, yeah. Bishop takes. Very good. Pawn takes. Queen takes. Queen c7. And I need a win, ladies. I need a win. Not so simple, as I like to say, but Bruno is going to contradict me. Yeah, I don't know why, but we are a bit laggy. But we can live with that. Maybe if I put my leg down like Uncle Roger, then we are going to be golden. Knight g6. And Bruno humbly gives himself 7,000 exclamation marks. I don't quite understand though the idea. So what happens if I take you, Bruno? Please explain to me the genius behind the idea, so that us mere mortals can understand it too. I am hazarding a guess you're going to take me. I go to king h8, and at that point I'm gonna be like, and now what? And likewise, knight g4 is actually not good at all. Who can find the refutation to knight g4? Correct. Knight g4 is very well met by knight e4, and all of a sudden all the important diagonals have been clogged up. Queen c3, that's made in two, no? Knight e4, keep it simple. White is still better after c4, by the way. But yeah, it's not a conclusive win. So what is a conclusive win? You will not believe it. What queen h2 are you going on about, guys? Like, knight g4, queen h2 I can take with the knight or the queen. Are you guys trolling or something? Who said bishop h7 followed by knight rook here? Someone who was also drinking a fair bit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, don't do that, please. Don't do that. Nah, it's terrible. Yeah, sacking way too much material, and you don't even have a threat. Like, I can just take this. And if rook g3, I can just walk, take the rook, whatever. It's, yeah, no. I told you, it looks super basic, but it's not that simple. Because it's a counterintuitive move. It's a counterintuitive move. At least to some degree. Mongelbaum aus Deutschland is definitely the hero today. By the way, I don't know if he's aus Deutschland. He might be an Austrian dude. But rookie won, double exclam. And incredibly enough, there is no defense against this. It's absolutely insane. By the way, what elliptic chess tried to do is also a very famous motif. When you zigzag your queen back here. And that's how the game ended, by the way. But rook e1 was the better move according to the machine. So here, check. And all of a sudden the lady is dropping out of the sky. Oops. Yeah, this does win the queen, but the ancients prefer rook e1. The only thing that I wasn't sure about is how to handle this. What do you reckon, guys? How do we win now? The answer is surprisingly simple. Rook a c1 is good, but not best. Rook e3 is an interesting way to get mated. Oh, you want bishop f1. Huh. I didn't think about that. Wait, rook e3, queen a1, bishop f1. Now you have sacked so much material. Yeah, rook a d1 is best. But this is a curious one to refute this. I don't think that I can... like, I can easily draw it with knight h7, right? But can I win this with black? I don't think so. I don't think it's winnable. Incredibly enough, white can still pull through with a perpetual check. Like, even queen e5 is a try here, by the way. Knight h7 is a definite draw with rook check, bishop g5, take, and then perpetual. Yeah, exactly. Rook e3 is a Chad move. Hugely Chad move. But this is also a Chad move in response to try to block things off here. And this is a very, very Chad way to score a draw. And then check his draw. Wow! What a game, guys. What a game. Hee boy, that was something. That was brutal. I'm glad you liked it, Oshki. Alright, here's a little beaut from a player that everyone seems to love. And that is going to be none other than the legend himself, Bruno Brock. Also known as Vasil Ivanchuk. Let's go. D4, D5 is going to be the course of action on move 3. Alright, how do we block? Ladies and gents, how do we block the check? Excuse me. B5. That is definitely not how we do it. Not in this position. I mean, you can try knight c6 here too, but it's definitely... if you play knight b4, then you are legally allowed to do it. Yeah, c6 was played. This is definitely the most flexible, when the idea is to play a quick b5 and turn it into some kind of a weird semi-Slav. Like so. Now white has to reckon with b4, c5 ideas, h6, c5, and so on. e4. b4. Knight a4. Black to move. What would you do? Oh, excuse me. Z5. Wasn't played. And I think part of the reason could be because I can take this, right? And then book. They played queen a5, which I quite like, because it removes the queen from the trade. Hits the knight with a tempo. So it all looks fine and dandy, doesn't it? Yeah. Queen a5, b3. And now it's time to turn on the dynamic. The dynamic aggro chess, friends. .46 delay. Don't know where the delay is. I think my internet is laggy tonight for unknown reasons. E5. Now you always want to break with c5. Yeah, knight b6 is interesting. I wouldn't play this move. I don't like the look of it. But, yeah, it kind of cuts the queen out. So maybe even an ugly like knight b2. And I would argue that this knight is worse than that. They went for the most thematic move, which was just break. Yeah, I will try that. Bishop g5. Obvious move for black. Let's go. What do we do now? Bishop a6 is hanging. Sledgehammer, you are obsessed with that bishop a6, buddy. That bishop doesn't want to be traded off. No, because as it turns out, my friend, we are actually really well developed if we play developing moves, such as bishop b7. It's not that clear whether black is really behind in development or not. Because we are both 2 moves away from castling, right? So, yeah, it's very, very concrete. As you put it. Very concrete. They took on f6, which is really a super ugly move. What are we taking back with? I mean, it has a very logical purpose behind it, which I'm going to reveal in a moment when you guys express your views on how to take back. Yeah, so you definitely have to take with the G, but that's not actually a concession. This is something that we do happily, because knight takes, queen check is a very unpleasant surprise. And all of a sudden the queens are coming off, and yeah, we have got some issues with the king. Whoa! Hello, hello! Sefru with a big fat raid. Thank you very much. Köszönöm szépen, köcsögöm széken. Legend, legend. I don't think my shoutouts work. Bruno, can you please send a shout out to this awesome human, the lovely Sefru, also hailing from Hungary. I hope you had a great stream, young lady. I hope you had a great stream. Yeah, apparently we are struggling with some delays. Welcome in. If you are new to the show, please smash a follow button. Farad, I don't have any mods in the house. Yeah, my shoutout don't... Yeah, I had to when I lost all my data on my computer. All my commands went as well. Apologies. Whoa, Abdul Rahman! Assalamu alaikum, senor. Thank you so much for the subby. So, GF. GF is the way to play, ladies. It's going to open up the G file. And we are going to get some sexy in very, very soon. Korchnoi tried to break the bank with d5. But this was no bueno. How do we respond? Hello, love. What's up?
I'm giving this back, and I need your keys.
Do you know how to lower the bitrate on my stream?
Huh?
Yeah, I thought so. Oh, it's gonna be an output. Do you see bitrate? Oh, bitrate. Bitrate 6,000. Let's take that down to 4,000.
Huh? Where?
Izzy has got as much clue about bitrates as I do. Wow. System is very laggy.
Anyway, I need these so tomorrow I can...
That's all good, sweet. You can have it.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you about to go to bed?
I'm gonna read first.
Okay, I'll catch you soon.
Yeah. I read, like...
Oh, okay. I didn't know that 6,000 was way too much. Okay, wait.
I read 3 chapters.
3 chapters? That's awesome, man.
I went from chapter 6 to chapter 9.
I'm not a madman. I just never touched the settings on this Streamlabs thingy. Alright, 2,000 it is. Let's see if there is any improvement. D5. And some people already indicated their desire to castle here. Which is what exactly this mad lad did. That's exactly how it all laid is. King on b8 is going to be perfectly safe. Note the apparent absence of a dark squared bishop that could hurt us on this diagonal. So we are all a-okay. And rook g8 down here is going to hurt big time. Now, you don't want to take d5 because that gives up. Like that wrecks the structure. And it also gives up the f5 square. You want to keep the tension on. Bishop e2. And there is another reason why we didn't take this, which is gonna be next move. Next move is gonna be golden for black. This is how you set the board on fire. What do we do, folks, to increase the tension in the center?
Yeah.
This is where we want to turn on the heat.
Okay.
How do we accomplish that? C4 is going to be captured with a check. Do not recommend. Abdurrahman says Kramnik knows how dangerous this one is. Yeah, not a lot of people will get that joke, buddy, but you are very, very correct. F5 it is. F5 it is, guys. This is what we love in chess. Increased amount of tension. That is beaut. That is beaut. And now we are threatening to take and take. If they take this, then the diagonal is further opening up. If they take this, we take that. This is why you don't rush the capture on d5. Takes. And I lied to you, we don't take. We played knight b6. I do like the look of ed though. I don't think that black does... Yeah, it is completely killing. Thank you, Bruno, for the help, buddy. I'm sure that the drop bitrate is going to help a lot, so I appreciate you, man. Good night. Wait a second. Where the hell are you? You're meant to be in France. It's like bloody 10 o'clock. Where are you, man? You're so confusing me. It's night here. Yeah, knight b6 is definitely a beautiful move. But I don't know if it was necessary. I don't understand why he didn't take d5. Weird. Take. 2 p.m. Yeah, close enough. Oh, Jazz, by the way, I might be visiting you, buddy. Have you got an accommodation for me during the duration of the World Championship? That would be very helpful. Oh boy, that was deadly. Poor Korchner got mowed down. And now this does look like the Kramnik Anand games with Rook G8 joining the fray, right? You stay with an owner. Jazz, are you on Discord? I want to talk to you, buddy, because it really does look like I'm going to go to Singapore, so we need to talk, buddy. Alright, question. Do we go rook g8 or do we not? Yeah. Well, so how can I talk to you, bruv? Yes, sir, rook g8, definitely. We do want to go to rook g8 because we want to hurt our opponent. Who can see a very quick and rapid tactic to bishop f3 that decides the game? Rook e5, that's it. Bang, bang, game over. Take, take. These are the tactics that you have to smash 100%. Right, they play g3. And after Ivanchuk's next move, Korchnoi resigned. What was that last move that made Korchnoi fold? DJ Max, thank you, buddy. Rook e5, queen e5, queen c6, f3, bishop g7. I don't see why that would make me want to resign. In fact, isn't that a very pleasant position for white? As long as I don't blunder my queen. Like, let's say I go queen f4. I don't see what the problem is there. There is no queen g5 because bishop d4 check wins the queen. But I just go f4, no? What's the problem? Bishop d6 is not bad, but we have better than that. Actually, sorry, I take it back. It's really bad because of knight c4. And then knight d6 check and yeah. Slash, you can ask me here, buddy. Didn't you say that you emailed me, by the way? Yeah, bishop g7 is the move, guys. Bishop g7 is the move. The reason why it is so much more dangerous than the other ideas is because it keeps the bishop alive. For example, after knight d3, queen c6, f3, there is this additional move. CSPVD, the Archangel is very good too, so yeah, I will get back to you then. This is the reason why bishop g7 is so brutally strong. And that's also the reason why Korchnoi called it a day here. Yeah. Alright, ladies. We're gonna call it a day or night now. Because it's getting late here and I only wanted to tune in for a shorty. But thank you very much for joining me on this beautiful night. Next week I will be probably streaming Wednesday, Thursday. I will try at least. we'll see how we go. Things got a little bit hectic because I needed to go back for a couple of days of teaching so that I can clear out my schedule for Singapore, which I'm very, very excited about. So, yeah. But for now, we're going to call it a night. I just need someone to raid. Let me see. We got a raid from a lady. I will send you off to a lady. So, Anna Maya, it's gonna be tonight, guys. Be nice to her, please. Enjoy the show. And yeah, keep an eye on YouTube. I will be back with more soon. Thanks for watching. Buyers.